Three. Here we go, guys. Welcome, everybody. I'm back.
Let's do it. So, really quick, guys. How was last night with Joe? Did he fill you guys in on how to fill that funnel? Obviously, filling your funnel, in my opinion, is the most important thing. I think that a lot of people here get caught up, and not just here, but I think in general, a lot of people get caught up with the whole funnel. We're trying to conceptualize like the start, the middle, the end, and we're all trying to figure out how is this going to turn into like lots of paying clients. And I mean I guess that makes sense because it's like that's the end goal. But like look at what you're currently doing. Like we don't have lots of paying clients, but we also don't have lots of leads. And so how can we solve for the end problem when we haven't figured out the first problem? And so I think last night's conversation is extremely relevant. And so tonight, what I really want to discuss is kind of the gap, right? On night number one, we laid out the model. On night number two, we laid out how to how to fill the funnel. And tonight, like I want to talk about how do we actually move those people through everything, um, and and ultimately get them to where you want them. Um, but first, really quick, like I have a really cool announcement. Like, how many of you guys know this marketing guy? I think he's kind of famous. Um, his name's Alex Hormozy. How many of you guys know him? Like he seems like he might have a few followers online, right? How many of you guys are aware that he has a book coming out on Saturday called $100 Million Money Models? Everybody kind of know about that? So, Alec, you ordered it. Very cool. Well, one of the chapters in the book actually talks about me. And so he talks about, so he actually, you guys get the backstory before this goes live. He actually redacted my name, um, to not bring any like legal trouble to me or anything like that. And so I'm sure he'll tell the story one day, but there were legal reasons he pulled all the names like of conversations and like learnings out of the book. So you'll see there's a chapter where he said he talked to the owner of a nutrition company, that's your boy, and he shares the scholarship framework. And so Alex credits us with teaching him a money model that made lots of money, collectively, hundreds of millions of dollars in this space. And so I don't really tell you that to brag. It's cool, like it's exciting. But I tell you that to understand that it's a model. What Alex is sharing in his book, and what I want you guys to understand, what you're learning this week is a model. If I put a gun to any of your head and I said, you have to go out, you have to find three clients this week, or the gun goes off, I'd be willing to bet all of you could do it. That is what we call a transaction, and or you would be using methods. What we don't want to feel every day or every week or every month when we wake up is that we have this proverbial gun to our head and that we have to go out and manually get clients. And so, what we're trying to help you understand through this process is that you need a model that is predictable, sustainable, and not volatile if you want a peace and freedom producing business. Now, if you don't want freedom, you want volatility, and you want to fucking be all over the place, by all means, like leave the training. This isn't for you. This is way too simple. This isn't the hard way. This is the simple way. I also didn't say it's the easy way. I said it's the simple way. Simple models doesn't always mean that it's really easy. And so I was talking to Alex earlier today, and I was sharing with him the model that NCI uses, and he loved it. He actually told me it was genius. It's always nice when you get that compliment from the man. And then he also shared with me, the reason Gym Launch worked, and obviously they exited for like $45 million. The reason that that worked is because it was built on a model. they taught a model, right? They taught client financed acquisition. People would go in, you would run a challenge, right? I think you'd put $500 on a credit card in ads. You would get your first lead. You would turn that into a paying customer. You'd use the profit from that. You would deploy that to more ads. You would then go in and you would, parlay that into more customers. And it was the model. It was the same process. It was the same steps each and every time. And so, what I would challenge all of you to do right now is look at your business and ask yourselves, do you have a model of client acquisition, or do you have a toolbox full of methods that you're kind of rotating through? That's just like where you like comment in the chat. Do you have a model, right? Type the word model if you feel like you have a model, or do you have a series of methods that you seem to be rotating through? Type in the chat where you guys feel like you're at. And like it's cool. We can all just like look at each other tonight. Because like I'm we're gonna get you guys like to actually engage. Joe told me you weren't very good at engaging last night. That was the feedback. Shame on you guys. Right. Some of you have neither. Some of you have methods. Some of you still aren't responding. Your cameras are off. You're not responding. I'm not really sure if you're even paying attention. Some of you don't have a business. That's okay. Some of you are building the model. Great. But what we quickly find out, not one person in here has said they have a model. And that's scary, which means you guys really, on a day-to-day basis, have zero predictability. Zero predictability. It's much safer just to have a fucking 9 to 5. Go in, collect your paycheck. You guys going in don't have anything that's safe. Yeah, Dustin, I agree. Lou, I hope you're not hurt. I hope you're working in the ER. Let us know you're safe. That'd be great. Okay, good. We feel better now. But does that make sense, guys? Like, does that make sense why we can't just throw a bunch of shit together? If you guys want like the randomness and you want to go out and you want to just like, you know, send a bunch of DMs one day and then, the next day run a scholarship and then like the next week run a challenge and like, I still see people that do it that learned like the old NCI way because that was a model, right? There used to be a model whereby you run a framework every month. That was the model. We insert frameworks every month. The problem is like the marketplace no longer relies on direct response transactional marketing, and so it doesn't work anymore. And at some point, your model will also need to evolve, and that's okay too. But if you don't have a model right now, then we can't ever evolve it, right? Want a system that you can rely on and quit your ER rat race. Absolutely. Absolutely. Really quick, just so I know who I'm talking to, how many of you guys in here are not in the institute with us? Just say me. This is like where you participate again. This is like where you type. Autumn's not, Paige is not, Joseph is not. Okay. So a couple of you guys are crazy and haven't done that yet. And that's okay. I get it. You probably don't trust me yet. That's fine. Right? Getting you guys here, this is part of our model. For you three, I really hope you've joined the Career Kickstart because if you guys are going at this without the foundational elements and you're not building a model, like it's absolutely crazy to think that you're going to build the success alone that you desire. Like it's just not going to work at the speed or with the certainty that you desire. And so those of you guys that haven't done it, if you're okay with it, I'll just have Dustin reach out to you, Autumn, Paige, Joseph, um, you know, Nicole, Dustin, if you can like reach out to them, that'd be great. Awesome. So like those of you guys that signed up, super smart decision. You guys will love it. Those of you guys that haven't, I promise you, this is why we're doing it. And what you guys will see is right after this, I'm actually sending out an email to our whole list, and I'm being very direct in the sense that like I need you to do this. like needs you to fucking be in this. And so like my mission is super clear. I want every coach under the sun to be successful. I've openly said it. I want to impact the lives of billions. And so like if we want to change a billion lives, then I need you guys to be successful. And if you don't have the foundations to be successful, then how the fuck are you going to have impact? Okay? And so where you are right now is actually part of our model. This is part of the middle of our funnel. It's like, oh, he's selling me something. Yes, absolutely. That is my job. If I'm not selling you on your own growth, shame on me. If you're not selling to your clients, shame on you. And if you have to hide behind the notion of making a sale, or it has to feel like a sale, then you suck. I'm very much okay with telling you I'm selling you something. I'm sorry that I want a better future than you currently have. I'm so sorry that I want more for you than you want for yourself. No, I'm actually not sorry at all. And therefore, I will do everything in my power to get you to invest in yourself. I made payment options easier tonight. I threw another free bonus in tonight. Like, guys, I'm like selling out to get everybody here because I know that the people that go through this will be successful. I know for a fact with certainty, yes, Dan, you got your wish. I don't even know if you know it yet, but you got your wish, right? I know with certainty all of you got here into the funnel, $1, $47. You're somehow on our list because you opted into something somewhere. Some of you might have been on the list for a very long time before we started doing the $1 sale, but most of you are on our list because you started at $1. Then we made you either a $17 offer, a $47 offer. I don't know. I think there's like a 187 offer, something in that range, right? You're here because of that. Once you're inside of that, you receive three primary modalities of communication from us frequently. One of those is email. We email all the time. Another of those is in our Facebook group. We post every day, multiples of us. The other is trainings like this that you have the option to either buy into or if you're a member of something, just come to. We are using that to do two very specific things. Like, I'm so wildly unapologetic for this. I want you to be in six-figure career kickstart. Why? Because if you have the foundation and you get your first 5 to 10 clients, guess what? I just made you certain that this asshole that says fuck way too much actually knows what he's talking about. He might be a dick and he might say fuck a lot, but god damn it, is he smart. Hormozy was on to something talking about him in his book. And so once you do that, and then you have certainty, I've built this other thing called the Solo Seven Figure Project. That is going to retail for $5,000. I highly suggest you get it for $500. I'm just saying. But it's going to retail for $5,000. And I believe everybody that wins and gets their first 5 to 10 clients will then be able to get themselves into that. At that point, I have nothing else to sell you. And so you're part of our community. Now, at some point, we will open up a mastermind. And when you come into the mastermind, right, we will make sure that you continue to grow and scale. And we will keep you up to date with everything that is happening in the industry because it will evolve every 2 years. But even the product of Solo 7 will continue to evolve. Clear entry, $1 funnel. Clear bottom of funnel, Solo 7 figure, currently, potentially mastermind at some point. Okay. Entry, bottom of funnel. After last night, clear method of getting traffic. We like paid. We like 90% paid. We still do organic and we still do OPA. We still borrow traffic. In fact, just today, there's an app called Coach Catalyst. We agreed to do like a list swap. And so you guys will see this in like real time. So Coach Catalyst, to their, I don't know, I think they have like a 30,000 person list. they'll email out to them and they'll be like, "Hey, all of you coaches, your skill set sucks. You should go to NCI and get your $1 certification. I know you're all rich and stuff from coaching all these amazing clients, but you still suck, and so you should just go spend $1." And so we're not going to promote anything else. The funnel entry is still the funnel entry, regardless of the traffic source. It is still the funnel entry, which is $1. They will still go through the same thing. They'll still get hit with the 47. They'll still get hit with the 187 or 252. Then we'll try to get them to 1,000. Then we'll try to get them to 5,000. Over and over and over. And we just do this every day. And once Dan builds me a super sexy dashboard and I can wake up every morning before he wakes up because he's 3 hours behind me, and I can look at this and I can anxiously await seeing Dan's name pop up on my group chat, and I could say, "Ooh, he's awake." And then I can be like, "Dan, the data says this, we need to fix this." And then like we get to work. But like my brain gets to see the data every morning. Listen to me again. My brain gets to see the data every morning. My brain doesn't have to think about DMs. My brain doesn't have to think about my fucking post that needs to convert. My brain doesn't have to think about 10 billion sales calls. My brain doesn't have to think about the next framework. My brain doesn't have to think about the next method that we're going to employ. My brain connects to one thing, and that's the model that we're using and the data that's coming out of the model so we can make the adjustments as necessary. This is not emotional thinking. This is logical thinking. We all make way too many emotional decisions in our lives. You need help with that? Like, come to our mindset shit in the morning. I'll blow your mind. We all make way too many of those. But if you want to grow your business, it needs to be done on logic. This making sense? You guys understanding this? Okay. So what you have to start asking yourself, back to night number one, over the sequence, and this is what I think will really help all of you guys, is what are the metrics of improvement that each product in my funnel should create? Said in another way, what are the problems I solve? What are the solutions that I create? And what are the metrics that I'm improving? I'll give you NCIs as an example. $1. I'm giving you foundational knowledge. That's the solution. The metric is increasing your foundational knowledge. Metric number two, the remainder of your certs. I'm not saying I'm giving you more knowledge. I'm now specializing your knowledge. You once again had zero knowledge in specialties. I'm now giving you specialized knowledge. Metric number three, the vault. Just because you have all of the knowledge that's printed does not mean that you are current and relevant. Now I am going to make you current and relevant. How many of you guys do peer-reviewed research on your own? None. I'm going to give that to you. I'm going to keep you up to date on it. That's the vault. Metric number four, you don't make any money. Your bank account, that shit is way lower than it should be. And so now I'm going to increase the metric, which is dollars in your bank account. Your systems, busted. They're duct taped together worse than mine in 2014. And now I'm going to remove the duct tape and increase the seamlessness, the flow, the operational structure of your business. Metric number five, scale. We're now going to increase reach, we're going to increase profits, and we're going to increase predictability. Every single step in our funnel has a very specific outcome and a very specific metric. Gavin, no, it is not ascension of the same thing. Never, ever. Ascend the same thing. I remember people used to be like, I'm going to open up a group coaching program and use that to sell people into my one-on-one. Got it, Chief. Sounds amazing. Let me unpack your statement. You're going to sell people into this group thing cheap. $100, $200. Got it. Cool. I understand. And you're going to help them lose weight. One of two outcomes is going to happen. Outcome number one, they don't lose weight. Who do they blame? They would never blame themselves, those bastards. They're going to blame us, the coaches. It's always our fault. So you know what? You suck as a coach. You didn't help me lose weight in this group format. So let me dig deeper in my wallet, give you more of my money so that you can not help me lose weight again. I guarantee that's their internal dialogue. Surely you will ascend them. Now let's look at option number two. Option number two, they lose weight. They come in your group coaching program and they lose weight and they're happy. And out of the goodness of their heart, they're going to dig deeper in their wallet and give you more money for the same fucking outcome. Yeah, I know lots of people that love lighting money on fire. See it every day. Makes all the sense in the world. So sure, go out there and build your group coaching as an ascension model to your one-on-one. I think it'll work. 100%. And if you couldn't tell, selling more is the worst fucking thing you can do. Nobody on the planet buys an improvement offer or a continuation offer. It just doesn't exist. There's one time that you'll do it, and it's in the very first purchase. This is why supplement companies try to get you on recurring revenue as fast as possible. This is why like some supplement companies that don't get you on recurring, if you don't choose recurring in their funnel, after you buy one, they'll then sell you three and then they'll sell you six. You've already made the emotional decision to buy this. Now they're going to trigger your logic and try to get you to buy it cheaper. Because getting you to buy it again and buy more of it is very hard. But getting you to buy in that impulsive moment is much simpler. Organifi did this very well in the early stages. Does this make sense? Do you guys understand the middle of the funnel? Now the question is, how do we do that? Well, this is actually where we can borrow from the old model. Having connection to your people is always going to win. It's always going to win. So inside of that, I firmly believe right now, every single person in the middle of their funnel should be indexing on two things. I think if you do this, you can win for years to come. I think if you don't do this, you won't win after another year. Like I believe so strongly in this. And by the way, the foundation of it is in six figure. Like if you're not doing this, I think you're fucked in a year. Like that's how strongly I believe in this. AI and tech are coming for everything you can do. They're coming to build your programs. They're coming to build your workouts. They're coming to build your macro adjustments. They're coming to build your supplement regimens. They're coming to build your peptide protocols. They're coming to interpret your lab work. They are coming to do absolutely everything that you can do. And so when people choose to make an investment, they're going to make an investment into brand. They are going to buy into connection to a brand. This is why your top of funnel must require friction. If they download it for free, they didn't really buy into you. They opted into you. If they spent even $1, they've begun the process, pulling out their credit card, buying into your brand. We call this beginning to generate market share. In NCI's projections, we anticipate getting to 100,000 customers per year. If you don't think we're going to steal market share by getting 100,000 people a year to spend $1 with us, you're crazy. And when AI commoditizes all of the knowledge, people will still come to us because they connect to our brand, because we are who we are. Am I saying stop free challenges? I don't know the market. I don't know your model. As a tactic, free challenges could work. I actually outlined that in the $4 million training earlier today. I got everybody to think completely differently, right? A really good thought exercise. I'll share that. I'll actually put a pin in that because I'll share it in a minute because I think it was so profound. I used it with some private clients today as well. We'll touch on that in just a second. But I want you guys to understand that the magic inside of your funnel is not tactical. It's significantly more connected to you gaining market share, you facilitating connection. That is why people will continue to buy. Now, they will also only continue to buy if you're providing relevant solutions and moving them through different metrics. Does this make sense? Everyone says, well, how do I like structure it in? Now there's, we could get really hyper tactical, but this is actually what we do in Solo 7. There's invisible sales sequences. There's visible sales sequences, right? You can upsell somebody 100 different ways, whether they realize they're being upsold or not. How many of you guys filled out our form today and downloaded our checklist? Okay, there was a PS line in there that invisibly started to sell all of you guys. You didn't even know it. You had no idea. You're like, I'm getting this free checklist. And the PS was like, by the way, if you want us to do this for you, just let us know. Oh, by the way, when we send you back and we reply to the gap that's in your thing, we're invisibly beginning the sale to 6-figure. But all of you perceive that as value. You're like, this is so nice. He created this checklist. That's an invisible sales sequence. There are visible sales sequences. Me right now telling you you should be buying from us. That is very visible. That is very direct. You can do that. I'm actually like, those of you that don't buy, I'm mildly disappointed. Like, I still love you. But like, I have to question your own honesty in saying that you want this to be successful. You came here with or without a certain skill set. I know that 3 nights of training does not acquire a skill set. And if you have years to burn in an industry that evolves at a rapid pace, I should learn from you. But most of us do not have years to burn. We don't have months to burn. We don't have weeks to burn. Most of us don't have days to burn. And so if you want to go out and you want to waste the time to do it on your own, fantastic. Good luck. Chances are you won't. Most coaches are out of the space in the first 6 months. Or we can just do it for you. And you can become successful. Like, that's very direct sale, but that's the truth. That's the God's honest truth. And so this is ascension through the funnel. So Kara, back to the note that you asked, right? I'm going to ask you guys this question. And this is a really cool way to think about your funnel. If you were not allowed to charge people for your coaching, how would you make money? If you were not allowed to charge people for your one-on-one coaching, how would your business make money? Everyone's like, fuck, I don't know. Well, that's scary. Because the most competitive part of our industry, the thing that grows the most every day is coaches. Kara, you keep your other job. But there's so many other ways to make lots of money. I'll give you one like I randomly came up with today. Most coaches on average charge people 5 to 6 grand a year. If I could position a whole system where people could get the same result for half the price, most people would be interested. Now, if I turned my coaching into the asset that brought them in and qualified them, they would be more interested. So this would be my initial setup. Every month, I will coach a group of people for 28 days. Kara, free challenge. If you complete this challenge, meaning you do all your check-ins, you do everything, you become eligible to access my complete transformation system. This is the only way you can get the secrets that I've shared with clients over the last 5 years. Now, if you want to just go pay a coach thousands of dollars a year, by all means, do it. I'm going to coach you for 28 days for free to get you to the system. Which one's more appealing? You're still getting the same thing on the front end, which is coaching, but now you're getting it for free. And oh, by the way, you're going to show up because you want what's on the back end. So I got what I wanted, which is your participation. Now on the back end, I don't need to keep you around very long. I know what my MLTV is. And so now I'm just going to get you into that product. Okay, well, if I sell 10 of those a month, I'm making 30 grand a month. So all I need to do is put 100 people into my free on the front end. Okay, well, I could run traffic, I could have organic, or I could borrow. 10% conversion, well below industry standard. I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying this is one way to think outside the box. I'm also saying that's a model. The model would be free challenge. The model would be conversation at the end of completion. And the model would be sell. The end. Likely when they're in the transformation, you'll want to upsell them to some level of support. And then you could cross-sell them on supplements or products, increase the LTV of the customer. So now if we could get the LTV from 3K to 4K, now we're making 40 grand for every 10 people we bring in. Well, that's simple, and that's pretty good, right? Chances are you could improve that. You could probably get them to 5K. I would, I have a model that I used to teach. I used to teach like the 6-figure a month model was to bring people in to sell them 6 months of coaching for $3,000. At month 3, we would do an activation point. We would celebrate the wins of the first 90 days. And then we would sell them the second 6 months at $1,500, 50% off. If they committed today at the peak of their momentum, I will give them the next 6 months half off. At the end of that, we would then sell them $1,500, right? We would sell them lifetime access to the community resources for $1,500. If they haven't achieved their results in the year, we'll continue to work with them until they do. And they'll still be eligible to buy the lifetime access. So they've now spent 3K, 1,500, 1,500. That's 6K. Do the math. What do we need? Just like 18 or 19 acquisitions a month. And we're doing $100,000 a month. 17 or 18, I believe it comes out to. We're doing $100,000 a month. And so when you start to see that like the model has the same checkpoints across the board, now you can test and tweak. Well, in that model, we actually saw the front end was pretty easy to get enough clients, assuming that the marketing was good. The first activation was about 60%, was pretty good. And the second activation was like 80%. And so if we didn't have people hitting those, then we just tweaked what they were doing, the way they presented it, the timing in which they sold it, the setting in which they sold it. We just improved it. But we improved it relative to metrics, not relative to emotion. Most of you guys, the only improvement you're making is more. Some of you guys are like, I post on social media and it's not working. Okay, how are you solving that? Well, I post more. Oh, please tell me how doing more of the shit that's not working is going to win in business. That sounds like a fantastic idea. That's like watching Jaron, who's never played golf, go out, swing a golf club. Chances are he won't hit it very far. Jaron, hit a golf ball far, and he does more of the same shit. Please tell me how that golf swing is going to produce. It's going to look like me yesterday, getting my ass kicked in the tournament. Not very good. And at the end of the day, we think that doing more of the same shit is going to produce. At the end of the day, some of you are still sitting here and you're like, I got this. I'll do it on my own. I'm not going to invest in myself. Smart. Go back, do more of the same shit, and keep failing. Good luck. I love you. I'll see you in a month when this shit's like 10 times more expensive. That's okay too. Are you guys starting to see how this adds up? Are you guys starting to piece this together? Because at the end of this, right, as much as I want you to come in our products, I also want you to understand why this matters so much. I also want you to understand why NCI lives this. Like we lead this by example. We don't just talk about it. I also want you to understand the industry is going to pick up on this. And there's going to be people that start to teach the bastardized versions, just like they did with the scholarship. Thank you, Alex Hormozy, for acknowledging that you learned it from me because we originated it in 2000. I'm sorry, 2020. 2000, I was like still in high school. I don't want to misspeak. I don't want the FTC coming and being like, oh, he's fucking lying. Does this make sense? Am I just talking to myself? Not a lot of engagement. I see some heads shaking. Yes, no. You're like, God damn it. This guy's making me buy more shit. I know. I'm so mean. I want you to win. I'm so sorry. Okay, cool. So like if this was really like a big like to do, I would do like this whole price stack and I would sell you shit and like, but that's not really my jam. And so what I would rather do is actually open up the last 20 minutes of this to Q&A because NCI was built on two principles. The first of which was application. I could teach you till I'm blue in the face. I could record all videos on this. I'm actually very red in the face. It's just standard for me. I'm always yelling and angry and shit. My team will tell you. I'm like red in the face, not blue in the face. But I could keep teaching, and it won't matter unless you know how to apply this. And so I want to open up questions. Well, I don't know about that, Dan. I'm never nice. I want to open up questions to make sure you guys understand the application. The second thing is connection. And obviously, like we're here. I don't like do the whole, dog and pony show very often. So like I'm here. I want to answer your questions. This is where you like come off mute and like raise your hand and someone's like not awkward and like we have to like break the ice. This used to happen at my seminars too, don't worry. I would stand in a room full of 70 people and everyone would like stare at each other. Like, who's gonna fucking ask the first question about keto? Who's gonna ask the question about carnivore or Whole30?
Gloria, I see you waving.
Come on, Gloria.
Coming
Come on,
through.
bring us home. Give me something good. You got to come off mute though. I
Tony.
don't hear very well when you're muted.
Okay, I know I was trying, but I'm on my phone and stupid thing keeps sliding around and
Goddamn phones.
I know it,
Motherfucking technology.
right? Tell them
Fuck.
about it.
Yeah, I'm telling.
Dan kind of already answered my question I asked. I'm like literally like I'm in institute, but it's like at the very beginning. So I have like a business name I used for something else way back, but from that on, really, I don't have anything. So it's literally ground up before
Yeah.
I can even get to what you're talking about now. So I asked him if there was a kind of like a step by step of what we're gonna do or what
It's what we just built.
things, yeah, how to start from the ground up. Like it's a business name, we got to do the emails. I know we have to do our landing pages. I did find that in the vault, but there was, there's still like the basics, like where to send the money, how to set all that up. And I know Dan's good at that too, but just so I kind of break the ice, I'll throw that question out if anyone else had that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think at the end of the day, that's what the first product is for. What we're talking about. Autumn, no, you don't need to have your niche at all. In fact, part of what we do in the Kickstart is we get you to understand your niche and to help you figure it out. Um, so yeah, it's
Yeah, that was good info too. Yeah.
guys, there is not like I'm not gonna sit here and try to be like super salesy. There's not a thing that's not covered in this. Like,
Okay.
listen to me when I tell you I fucked this up worse than every human on the planet. Okay. Like the reality of my situation is this. I started, I don't know how many of you guys know this. Some of you guys don't know like the full backstory. I forget I'm old. I forget I've been in this space for like 11 years. Like 6 years ago, everybody knew my origin story. Now I forget. People are like, oh, he's just the money guy. No, no. I was the nutrition guy. I was better than you at one point. Okay. You're probably better than me now. I was better than you at one point. I was like the dude in the space that people came to for nutrition. And so the problem with that was I was so fucking bad at business that on November, like on Thanksgiving of 2014, I woke up overdrawn in my bank account. And I was like, God damn, I need to figure this out. I was like, either I'm going back to that cubicle thing and I'm going to get fired 10 more times because I'm really bad at keeping a job, or I'm going to figure this out. And so in the next 12 months, I made $1 million. That's cool, except that also became the problem. Because while making $1 million, I didn't have a waiver. I didn't have a fucking onboarding system. I didn't have a welcome packet. I didn't have tracking documents. I didn't even have Stripe set up. I would wake up each morning, look at this stupid Google document, and it'd be like, it's the 16th of the month. These 7 people need to pay you. And I was stupid enough to send them a PayPal invoice and be like, hey, by the way, you have the option of not paying me anymore today. Because when you don't set up recurring revenue, every time you send them an invoice, they're like, oh no, I'm out. Okay, I get it. I'm the retard. Cool, we're good. But like, that's how I built my business. I don't suggest you do that because here's what it resulted in 20-hour workdays. I shit you not. There is a video somewhere on the internet of me squatting 405 with AirPods in my ears talking to a client. That was the reality of my days. I didn't have systems. I did not scale effectively. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was just helping people and making money because I didn't want to be broke again on Thanksgiving. Had I had this product, my life would have been a million times easier. Candidly, Dan can tell you, he started with us as a client 2 years ago. Had he had access to all of these things, his upstart would have probably been easier. This is why we built it. And so, like, anywhere you're at, any question that you need to answer, it's in there. And I'll tell you this, and Dan, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Dan's leading the product. If it's not in there, I'm pretty sure he'll put it in there. Like, the beauty of coming in anytime we do a cohort is you get to build it with us. So if it's not in there already and it's like a pressing question from multiple people, we'll probably just put it in the product. Is that helpful? Gloria, was
Yes,
that
sir.
answering for you too?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. Nicole, what's up?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
Oh, no,
I'm
no, other Nicole. Nicole
the other
Healing.
Nicole.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Nicole Healing Our Life. And then I'll put you on the spot. Then I'll put you on the spot because Joe says you like to talk, so we're going to talk. No, I'm just kidding. You said that earlier.
Sorry, it took me a second to figure out my mute. So I've been doing the coaching mastery from the Kajabi, whatever. And I have a question in regards to, so some of this relates in there as well, from this meeting, but I offer a bunch of different services, and eventually I want to offer like an all-inclusive, like high ticket. I need you to wait 1 minute, bud. So sorry. I'm talking to them right now. I need you to hold on. Okay. Pause that thought. Pause, please. Thank you. So sorry.
We know how it is. My daughter interrupts these all the time. We're good.
And so I have a bunch of different services. I'm understanding from my experience so far is that getting them in on one service and then trying, like, once that's going well, then like mentioning my other services and seeing if they're interested there. I was just wondering if you had any tips on that, like, because I definitely haven't been doing this very long. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that it sounds like if you can create lots of different wins and you have lots of different services, I think you need to ask yourself first, like, what's the ideal state for Nicole? Like, how do you want to be living? What do you want life to look like? What do you want to be doing every day? Because I promise what you don't want to be doing every day is coaching varied individuals through various different verticals and creating various different outcomes, right? And so in an ideal world, we're taking those various outcomes, we're sequencing them to like some sort of end result, I would guess, right? And my assumption, you can tell me I'm wrong, and that's okay, but a very gross assumption would say that if we sequenced these things, they all result in a very similar place. And so what we would have to do is define what is that place, what is that outcome, what is that ideal state. We talk a lot about ideal state marketing in our products, right? What is this ideal state? And when we can define that, we can sequence them. Now all of a sudden, right, we have your flow. And so the flow, when all brought together, creates the outcome. Same entry point, same finishing point, sequenced properly. Now all of a sudden the clarity is there and becomes very simple. We know what we're talking about top of funnel. We know what we're talking about inside the funnel. We know what we're talking about as the ideal state and the outcome of the funnel. It becomes very simple. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And then if I have people who are just interested more in like the middle ground there, then I can kind of skip them above the lower one and then keep going.
Yeah, and you're gonna have over time, I don't like to say this in the beginning, but and this is still a gross generalization, but over time, you're gonna have various entry points into your funnel, right? I believe for everybody that's just getting started, one entry point is the only thing you should focus on. But over time, you will see you can pull people in multiple ways for sure. That being said, don't get distracted and still just build one. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Yeah, you got it. Okay, Nicole, other Nicole, on mute. Let's call on you. What's up? She went off camera. She's like, I'm hiding. Nope, there she is.
No, I'm not. I was hiding, but and I do talk a lot.
That's
No,
okay.
my question was my question was more so around. So I won't do this as a career. This is my side hustle, right? So I'm just wondering what the next step is. I'm going through the playbook right now. So I'm putting all the systems in place, like do stand store products, blah 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 blah, the whole funnel. I learned it all. I'm not done yet though. So I'm just wondering what the
Yeah, I mean,
natural next
listen,
step
whether
is.
you're going to coach 5 clients or whether you're going to coach 5 million clients, right? The foundations of a side hustle, a part-time job, a full-time job, or a full-time scaling company are all the same, right? Do I think that you need to get into something like solo 7 figure? Probably not if it's a part-time thing. Do I think you need to come all the way into the institute? Like it's probably the best deal on the planet, and it's not a bad idea because you'll always get access to everything we do. And like I would say it's probably worth at least listening to. But I would tell you that like as a side hustle, you almost qualify for this even more. Because what most of your emphasis should be on is your marketing and selling, not building the bullshit, right? Like build the fucking simple shit. Let Dan do it for you. Let our team do it for you and go out there and fucking talk and do the like it's a side hustle for a reason because it's a passion project. I don't know anyone that's like, "Oh, I'm going to do this for a side hustle because I love the nuance of the infrastructure." Like, you know what? I'm going to be a janitor as a side hustle because I love how fucking brooms and mops were put together. Like, if you're a janitor as a side hustle, it's because that's what you needed to do to get paid. If you're doing nutrition coaching as a side hustle, my guess, but I think it's a pretty educated guess given my experience in the space, is that you have some sort of nutritional or fitness passion. Am I right? Okay. Your passion was in nutrition and fitness, not systems. So like don't do the boring fucking systems and like do the nutrition and fitness stuff. And it'll be way more fulfilling in the long run. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it makes sense for 99.9%, but I'm a process person by trade. So,
Right.
but so I love that stuff because I'm a nerd. But no, you're right. Like, yeah, that's exactly
And
why.
if you love it, that's even more reason to at least have the foundation of it and then make it yours.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'll tell you, if I was like in your shoes and I bought it, I'd be like, somebody just do it for me. I don't want to see it. Whereas you're going to be like, somebody do it for me, and then you're going to tweak it, and that's okay. And that's how we're going to have the differentiation. That's the beautiful part of this product. Everything is in the ability to just like, yeah, you and Dan are going to become best friends. Exactly what you just said. Like that's kind of where I was going. I was like, man, you guys are like a match made in heaven. You guys should meet. Cool. Look at us playing matchmaker here. So cute. What else? That's it. We're giving you guys 5 minutes of your time back. All right, well, here's the deal. I hope this week was helpful because I hope that you guys look at things differently. Like that's really like what this is for. We don't do these for us. I promise you, training's at 7 o'clock at night. Like this is family time. I hear my family behind like the closed door of my office and like I'm ready to be with my family. I do this for you guys, not for me. Okay. We're already winning with Certainty Flow. It's crushing for us, and so I want it to crush for you. I don't want you guys to get caught up in the bullshit in the industry. So please like just do the right thing and like invest in yourself. It's not a lot of money, I promise you. And I'll do this. I said I wasn't gonna ever do this again, but I'll do it. I will put a conditional guarantee on this product. If by the end of the cohort, we haven't gotten you at least your first 3 clients, which will absolutely pay for this, I'll give you your money back. Notice I said it's a conditional guarantee, meaning you actually have to work. Like you can't be the fucking idiot that's like, I bought the product and I never shut up for a call. Give me my money back. Shut the fuck up. You're the people that we talk about behind closed doors. Just letting you know. But if you actually do the work and we don't deliver on our promises, you deserve to have your money back. And I'll honor that. I said I would never do it. I'm doing it tonight, one time. Exactly what Ann said. Buy it, show up, get paid. She can tell you. She done it. So here's the deal. Go do it. Dustin, put your number in the chat or something. I'm getting bad at this sales stuff. I'm rusty. I used to be really smooth at all these pitches, but you know, we don't do them as much anymore. We just sell through emails now, so I'm not very good. There you go. There's Dustin's number. Text Dustin. Yeah, Nicole. I talk a lot of shit about guarantees. I don't like them. I really don't. But here's the deal. I also understand that right now in this position, if you're on the fence, I need you to come in. And if that's what gets you to do it, then I'll do that for you. I don't want you to buy solely as somebody that's banking on me giving you your money back. If that's what you're doing, like go fuck yourself. That like you're not my people. But if you're doing this because you're just like there's like a little like hesitation where you're just like, you know what? Like I just don't know. And that's like the last piece of certainty you need, like I'm in. And so all the coaches that are like, my guarantee is I'll work with you till you get results. Nope, we did that 2 years ago. I gave you the old model. I gave you the $100,000 a month model. That shit worked when Hormozy released the book, $100 million offers. But Hormozy's like really famous. And so when Hormozy says something, like everybody does it, and then it just becomes commoditized. So then you do something else. So like I'm actually really interested to see this book. This week I didn't get a preview copy. I just got a preview of my chapter. I'm really interested to see, and then I can't wait to see all of them pop up on the internet. And I'm just gonna be over here in my lane, not playing that game. And so while everybody else commoditizes the fuck out of that book, we're still gonna be doing the novel shit. It's beautiful. Yeah, like I completely agree. And by the way, like I mean, listen, I'm not stupid. Like I know that the way I speak and the candor with which I speak and the way I present it is probably a connection tool. Like I'm not that dumb. It's not like I'm out here like fuck you, fuck you. Like no, like I say fuck a lot, but it's also very playful, right? And so I do understand that there's something to it. And of course there's some level of presentation and listen, I'm not stupid when it comes to NLP. There's probably been some NLP over the course of tonight too. Um and so but I'm also a big believer in transparency. And I think that I'm very big on the truth is the best salesperson. And so one of the things, if you guys haven't noticed, over the course of the last hour, all of you had to find your own truth. And I'll kind of leave you with that. Like, look at the truth. Look at the facts of your life right now. How many of you have the resources currently inside of you to guarantee that you become successful? None of you. So then you're left with one decision. Either you acquire those resources or you stop saying you want success. Because every time you say you want success and you don't take action on it, you're a liar. I don't want to think that you're a liar. So stop lying to yourself. So we either acquire the resources, we back up our words, we take action and we go win, or we just shut up and hey, like I'm sure Starbucks is hiring. I heard they pay well and they got great benefits. And you'll probably serve me coffee one morning because I go to like every Starbucks in the world. And we'll meet there and we'll talk about business and how much ours is thriving. And I'll ask how life at Starbucks is. That's cool. That'll be dope. It'll be a fun conversation. My hope is that we get to help you. So, guys, I hope the last 3 days was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope we brought you some value. If you guys need anything, you think you know how to get to us. Dustin put his number in there like 10 million times. So just make sure you text him. Thank Dan for all the hard work he's putting into this product that he's building out. It's going to be exceptional. He's a very hard worker. He's very diligent with all these things. He's literally like one of the best in the world doing them. Keeps the systems running in our business very smooth. So thank him for all of that. Thank Joe, thank Jaron for all their hard work. Dustin, obviously, for helping you guys with enrollment. We love our team. We're very grateful for them. And it's always a good time to be here. So, Gloria, it's good to be intimidated just a little bit, but that's okay, right? At the end of the day, we love you. Dan, I don't know. You can answer those questions. I would say on average, like an hour, give or take. Sometimes it'll be shorter, sometimes maybe a little longer. Dan likes to talk a lot.
Not as much as you, though.
Never. Nobody.
Yeah, be about an hour. Sometimes we'll go over if we get into some of the more in-depth stuff, and then everything will be recorded too.
Yeah. Check your email. There's a bonus in there. You might get to talk to Dan one-on-one. He might be personally setting up your shit for you. I'm just saying, there's all sorts of stuff coming at you 10 million ways. That's how we move you through the funnel, guys. That's how we move you through the funnel. That's how we promise to execute on what we just taught you. So go check your email, talk to Dustin, do what you got to do. Just, talk to your significant other and be like, I just spent the money. It's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So just like do that. And, if you need help with those lines, I got those too. We're really good at them. I've had to walk many people through that. So, you guys are good. Have your credit card ready. We'll see you soon. We love you. Talk soon. Bye guys. Good night.